Hey everybody, it's Steve. Welcome back to Surviving Mars, Green Planet. In the last video, really got this dome set up and running. I'm going to turn down the speed on this. Started working on this section over here. I'm running a massive deficit when it comes to rare metals. So how I'm going to address this is actually turn off the work at all of my electronics factories. I'm also going to turn off overnight shifts at my machine parts factories. Reason for that being, it can't be consuming as much. I've got a shitload, an absolute shitload of electronics, but I don't have a lot of rare metals. So we're going to work on this and getting this little deposit, or this little section up and running. Didn't really do much. Now, as I'm getting this going, I'm recording this Christmas evening, the 25th, so those of you who observe Christmas, Merry Christmas to you and yours. If you don't celebrate Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you as well. Now we're going to do this, this, and this. And as I'm getting this complex up and running, it's story time. Go ahead and... put some dumping sites out there. Let's go ahead and get this building. Also put a uni depot down here for the arrival of needed materials. So yes, a little bit of story time. This was a great Christmas. Got pretty much everything I wanted. The only thing I didn't get was a pair of slippers, and that was because I have a very common shoe size and nobody had slippers. It happens. But I have not had a lot of great Christmases over the years. This is actually one of those really, really nice ones where I was lucky enough to spend it with my wife and my in-laws, whom I absolutely love spending time with. Before I met my wife and while I was working in the news industry, so again, you may have heard this story before, bear with me if you have. While I was working in the news industry, that was not the case. My first Christmas really away from quote-unquote home would have been at the beginning of the decade in 2011. I was working in a very small market in the news industry, and overall we didn't have any newscasts that day, which was nice. So everybody at the station got the day off. I don't even think we did cut-ins for the morning show. I don't even think we recorded them for it. I think like, yeah, just let the network handle it. And I have no idea what Export 2 had the cloud seeding going. So we had a little bit of like a friend's Christmas with one of the journalists. A friend of theirs worked at the local military base, and he had a house, and he was more than willing to take a bunch of newsies in for the evening, so we could have a Christmas dinner together. But still got to talk with my family overseas, my family stateside, and it was quite nice. Flash forward a year to 2012, I was living by myself. We didn't have... I'm trying to remember if we actually had a newscast Christmas night. I don't think we did. But I worked the night shift on Christmas Eve. And this was on the East Coast at the time, so night shift on Christmas Eve, you're getting off work at 11:30 at night, or that's when the last newscast ends, and then you get home by the time you finish up, doing all your work and whatnot. You get home, and it's midnight. And I remember driving down the dark road that led to my apartment, a little one-bedroom apartment in the middle of effing nowhere. And that was probably the most depressing Christmas I ever had. It's very weird to say it out loud, that was a very depressing Christmas. Of course, drop an autosave as soon as I zoom over to that. I'd been working in that market for about 2 months. I just lost a relative. One of my grandparents had passed away like 3 weeks prior. And did not have time off for bereavement, being the FNG. It was really hard to actually do anything to cope with that. And I remember when I got the news that that grandparent had passed. I think I was driving home for a dinner break one night. This is like after the early newscasts, like your 5 o'clock news, your 6 o'clock news. And there's that gap when you have prime time on. I think I was running home just to grab a quick bite to eat. And that was when I got the word that that relative had passed away. And this is like 2-3 weeks before Christmas. So, not being able to take time off to cope. It's the holidays, first holiday, really away from family. And everything just seems to be going wrong. And to cap it off, that year was also the year that my cable company, who I won't name just because if I name it, I'll probably give away where I was working. The prior tenant for my apartment had had their internet turned off like right before Thanksgiving. That was when their lease was up. I'd been in the apartment for about 3 to 4 weeks at this point, and they cut off my internet. Like 2 days before Thanksgiving, if that. So I call them, I was like, yeah, well, looks like we turned it off because the prior person was done there. I was like, well, they haven't been here for a while. I've been here for quite a bit. Can you come fix it? And their attitude was, we can come out after the holiday. So no internet for Thanksgiving, no Skype, nothing like that, talking to relatives. That was the worst holiday I've had. Contrasting that to the following year, 2013, was not much better. When I finally got out of that market, I moved down to Texas. This is 5 years ago now. Still had not met my wife. Once I met my wife, obviously everything changed for the better. But I've had shitty Christmases, and I hope you did not have one this year. If you did, know that you're not alone in being alone. That makes very little sense to say out loud, but if you think about it, you're not the only person who's spending Christmas by themselves. Spending time with my mother-in-law's family today, it was mentioned that one of the people who is a frequent guest during the holidays, she's overseas right now, working, and literally other side of the country. And now she was doing Friendsgiving for all of her friends. Let's see. I'm thinking I'm gonna need a fourth one in here. Yeah, they're bringing electronics over here. I'm not happy about that. But we're gonna pull out this. We're gonna pull out the rare metals as quick as we can here. I will allow rare metals to be piled up there. Once I got down to Texas, like I mentioned, much happier time. I need to put some businesses and things down in this dome. Let's turn the speed down a little bit more because I think my computer is at its. I think it's at its screaming point. I'm like, God, stop, damn it! Now let's see how many renegades we have. I've got 2 still in the colony. I'm also looking at this. I'm going to go more for art workshops. It sucks because they have the lowest of the. They have the least amount of spaces, which kind of sucks because I really want to put more of them in there. So this dome has like nothing else. So let's go ahead, drop like 3 grocers in here. Drop some diners. Yeah, they're gonna get like 2 small space bars instead. Okay, 2 small space bars. 2 art stores, electronic store. I've got space for some other stuff here. And this dome, no berths. Because I don't have schooling available in these areas. I'm gonna pack you guys up. A lot of unemployed folks. Wowzers. Oh, that's a great idea. I was thinking about doing this previously, and I hadn't done it yet. We're doing that again with the map. I don't know why my game or why my computer likes doing that. It is going quite insane, mind you. Walking from what? Oh. Okay. So, hopefully you're seeing what I'm planning here. Woohoo! I'm gonna put some polymer factories down. And this is gonna be one of the rare times I'm gonna put a fuel refinery up here. And I'll put 2. Other than that, we're gonna start building more polymer factories. Nope, okay. Okay. These two, obviously, not going to be nearly enough to get everything up and running. Project cloud seeding. I don't have any rockets available right now. This guy's off doing a cloud seeding at the moment. Let's pull back on the map, see what's going on here. I'm probably not going to sync that up and put something on the other side for it. I'm going to allow a little bit of symmetry and a little bit of... what's the term I'm looking for here? I guess ingenuity. A little bit of, not ingenuity, personality to develop with the colonies. I have an incredible amount of unemployed folks. The kicker is I cannot just turn off the, what's it called? I'll get there. Marsquake! Alright, there we go. Not a full-blown solution to the problem, but a solution to the problem regardless. Let's see, I need a fuel depot out here. I'm just going to put that like right in the middle of everything, that way the drones can go do their thing. And once these all come online, I will upgrade them all as needed. Okay. Could build more polymer factories over here, I just don't think it would look cool. There we go. These two absolutely need to be upgraded. Could also just put a fuel... just put a massive fuel farm over here. Or up here.
Research.
This drone's doing nothing. This hub's doing absolutely nothing for me. Oh, whoops, 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 whoops. I forgot to connect this up. How long has that been going? Pause. Change the design. Off, off, off. Keep figuring I can do that. This will eat up a bunch of metals, but... we'll still get what we need out of it. Which ones are missing their change? Which ones are missing their makeovers? Alright, there we go. And play. Oh, I forgot about that section. Grabbing bubbles. Alright. We'll most likely need a bunch of machine parts up there right now to counter this massive deficit I got. 500 there, 600 there, 420 there, weed, 470 there. And then this one's got 440. Not a lot to work with. Waste rock, starting to get it contained where it needs to be. I'm quite confused as to where it's being sent to. Oh wait, whoops. There's nothing over here. Let's shut down that waste rock processor too. Could work to get the array up and running a little bit more than it is. I've got an absurd amount of extra water right now. The excavator. It's only got a concrete storage. Huh. Could just turn off. So I'm supposed to do that. I'll turn off one of the those ones because we have so much going on. This one, just keep it as is. What's going on here? Malfunctions. That's fine. This one, you need to have like 70 fuel here. Still an absurd amount of workspaces available. Got that there. Got text messages coming in. Okay. Alright.
We have a food shortage.
Show me. Let's go over to an existing dome setup. And it's doing these little tweaks. Actually, I want to push that to like 10. The polymers and seeds, 100 of each. But do this right, these ones will now have plenty of food requested at them. And look, there's a ton of food available over here. This really should not have more than it does. Let's see what we got here. Take that up to 50 drones at each of these sites. Then get away from this section, because the game is starting to bog down quite a bit. Yeah, I've got 3,800 fuel. I'm thinking we need to build some local fuel refineries. Let's get on that too. There we go. China's willing to give me polymers? Cool. Right. Nicely, we are getting some... Let's go ahead and amplify all of these guys, if we haven't done so already. Yeah, getting 3.7 out of it. I don't want to go with the fuel extractor upgrade. I can, but this doesn't make any sense for me. Okay, let's go back into here. I think that's the most food I've ever produced. Now it's 35,000 food. I'm actually going to bring this rocket down over here. So it's away from the colony. If I do have any homesick colonists, they're not going to get here. It's just like, you just need to have like 100 here. Everything else just needs to go elsewhere. Food for... Yeah, food for mills would be a great trade. Let's do
we have a food
concrete.
Shortage.
No, we don't.
We have a food shortage.
Give me 20 bucks to say no, we don't, damn it. Oh. What is missing in this dome? I'm missing a diner. Whoops. Electronic store, infirmary, no diners. Let's also upgrade the rejuvenation treatment. Whoopsies. Yeah, that dome I can actually understand the food problem. We also have an incredible amount of vacant residential spaces. They will be filled. I'm not worried about that. Oh, there's also a diner right here that has not gone up and running yet. think most of this dome is just now coming online. Art stores, bar stores. Alright. Get away from that. Take a look at the time. We're about 20 minutes in right now. Not bad. And these domes over here. Would love to build a new set. So let's actually build a couple more. Yeah, pipes are there. I'm not going to go too far away this time. Two on that side, three on that side. Two on this side, three on this side. Okay, yeah, they're in line. Okay. There are no supplies in these domes. Okay, I know how to make this work. So I'm assuming that there's going to be something between these two. Probably a tunnel over here and a ramp going that way. Two, three, four, middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, center. Wrong side. Yeah, close enough. Alright. So these domes will be built up, and I may just... It's unfortunate these two I can't connect, unless I get rid of an apartment building, which isn't the worst idea in the world, actually. Because this dome has a ton of unemployed people, I could put just a bunch of workshops over here. Burn a college down, a bunch of workshops, and people will just go straight over. I'm gonna be able to work with that. Concrete from metals, nobody's taking it. Let's try polymers from metals. See if anybody bites on that. Cause I got a lot of each.
Research complete.
Try machine parts from metals. If I don't get any relief from this soon, I will likely shut down another shift in my machine parts factories. That's dumb. I mean, just really dumb. Alright. Let's go ahead and shut down second shift at my machine parts factories. That's going to be a lot more people out of work. Alright, let's go ahead and tunnel across to these guys. Boop. And I'm going to have them connect in the same area once this autosave's done. This one's not finished yet. This one's getting there quick. Go. Also build a passage from here to here. And I'll build those ramps right now because I didn't do those in the previous episode. Oh, whoa, I'm missing ramps over here too? What the hell is wrong with me? That's a rhetorical question, don't answer that. If I wanted to, I could just quickly put the piping between them. That's no big deal. Alright, here... I'll actually go for the VR workshops in here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Center of this dome, spire-wise, I'm thinking a hanging garden, just to give people to go place for a place to relax. They went 5 times fast. Come on, almost there. Turn this dome on. I'm gonna demo this apartment building. Alright. And let's put a passage here to here. Do my little trick here to get the new ones up to speed. Oh, whoops. Actually, just took that number down everywhere. That dome's coming online, and the seeds. It'll never just be at 100. I think no matter what, that number will be far above what it should be. This dome does cover it. There is part of this last dome that's not being covered, so I'll probably stick a drone hub over here or something. You have plenty of things to go do. Let's do a cloud seeding. I think how I'll end the episode tomorrow is I'm going to nuke the polar ice caps and just see what happens. The colony will most likely go to hell in a handbasket very quickly, but what the hell. Okay, let's go ahead and hook these two up. Yep, that's right. This isn't a bad little setup over here. This one I'm not super proud of. This middle one. Woo-hoo-hoo. Love it. A lot of polymer factories not operating. There's waiting for fuel. That's okay. Yeah, I've dealt with worse. Note there are available jobs in the colony. We just don't have people filling those jobs just yet. That'll work. It'll work itself out. Right, Arcadia 2. This is this new dome. Still not hooked up to everything yet, but it will be here shortly. All right. I wonder if I need to put a fuel extractor upgrade over here. About 14,000 machine parts. I'm tempted on that one. Really am. Checking in our farms up here. I've got, wow. Combined, I have about 9,000 food waiting here. And enough space for another 15. Let's go ahead and drop down another storage. And also, let's build some MDSs up here, because I'm certain there is no defense up here. That's good. These 3 farms right here can feed the entire colony for months. I mean, these guys down here. I got 2,300 here, 3,000 here, 2,600 here, and I also have essentially 4 full food storages. This colony has been a smashing success. The job problems, I'm going to give myself like a C on that one. I have 12 unemployed here, 24 unemployed here, 15 unemployed here, 13, 30, wow. Can't put any more down here. I mean, I could get rid of a couple of these casinos. If they're not already doing that. And then also an auto trade if they're not doing that. I think this one now does auto for... Nope, just 2 of them. Got it. I have 5 people reported as homeless. No vacant nursery slots, which means the kids are living everywhere. Thought I forbid births in this dome. Yep, I did. There we go. Just that a little bit. And to prepare for the last, prepare for this last episode. Let's see how many colonists I can kill. I'm going to bring up a rocket, and we're going to nuke the polar ice caps with it. So that is how we're going to end the series, by possibly destroying ourselves. Who knows? Intrigued to see how this will end. I've got an incredible amount of power stored up. I have a 250,000 capacity in my grid right now. Oxygen is a problem. I only have 6 being produced. I may just go ahead and throw down some Moxie generators, a bunch of large O2 tanks. Do that right now. Where do I want to put that? Ooh, right down here, maybe? Yeah. Let's put down some Moxies. This is, of course, just in case my plan to nuke the polar ice caps goes horribly, horribly wrong. Read as when it goes horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, this sounds really stupid, but what the hell. It's the end of this series. Let's go out with a bang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if this is actually going to cause massive problems in the colony. I'm doing this just as a precaution. And as I'm doing this precautionary measure for a disaster I'm creating, I'll remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the videos that come out on my channel. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all had a great Christmas. I'll see you all in the next video, which of course will be the final video in Surviving Mars for the time being. I'm not going to be done with the series forever, but I'm going to be taking a break after this series is complete.